Good morning, Oracles. Today we're going to talk about predicting Tesla's future. Now, I say it all the time, I don't have a crystal ball, but I have been right about some things in the past, one of which was the stock split. One of the very first videos I made about Tesla, which for me went viral with 40,000 views, that I made last October. And I predicted that Tesla was going to be doing a split around late August or September of this year. Now, for me at the time, I thought it was going to be a 5-to-1 split. I thought that there were a lot of other things that were going to go on to create that split, which I was definitely wrong about. But the timing of it, I was correct about. Now granted, we are not guaranteed right now. We don't have an actual time frame on the split yet. We will probably be finding that out around early August. So that's my guess, is we'll find it out around early August, but a lot of people are anticipating it coming late August and early September. So we'll check back on that video when we get to the time when we get the official date. But when it comes to predicting Tesla's future, it's really not all that hard. A lot of times, just listening to Elon's interviews that he gives, and he may not always hit the exact time frames that he puts out there, but when it comes to actual production numbers and data-driven stuff, he is pretty spot on. He was saying in an interview back in 2013, and I happened to see it on Solving the Money Problem, where Elon predicted that we would have 50% EV adoption by 2026 or 2027. We are well on our way to that. Whether we get it or not, we shall see as time goes on. He thought conservatively it would be by 2030. So I'm guessing that's where he came up with his numbers of 20 million vehicles sold annually by 2030. So again, even back in 2013, that's how they operated. They plan out 10 to 20 years in advance, and then they work themselves backwards with a plan. And so far, they have executed on that plan almost perfectly, and they've exceeded a lot of the goals along the way. Yeah, sure, FSD is behind the 8 ball, and he has admittedly said that he was wrong about that, looking at the things that they have come across hurdles that they didn't think that they were going to come across. It's been a challenge that's been significantly greater than they thought. When you look at maybe the Cybertruck and the Roadster got delayed, we had unknown factors like COVID that came in. Everybody's plans got delayed when it comes to that. But despite all of those delays, they still have met production goals all along the way. So, by going by those predictions, it should be relatively easy to extrapolate out where we will be in the future when it comes to Tesla. So again, a lot of people will argue, can they actually do it or not? And Tesla has proven that they can do it all along the way. So it's just a matter of, do you think they can continue doing this all along the way? Do you think they can continue getting 50% growth year over year for the foreseeable future? Personally, I think they can. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that they're going to be able to continue 50% year over year growth? And for how long do you think they're going to be able to continue that? For me, I can see them continuing this probably through 2027, and then we'll see what happens from there. And now Elon did say in the interview that they're not looking for Tesla to have 50% of this. It's a matter of moving the entire market in that direction, and clearly we have seen the entire market moving in that direction. And as we spoke about in yesterday's video, it's not about the EV market versus the ICE market. It is about the automotive market transitioning to EVs. So when you look at Tesla in particular, they have 1.5% of the automotive market. So then you look at that and then you add in what is the EV adoption for the entire market. Those are the two numbers that I look at when it comes to Tesla and predicting the future. I don't look at the EV market in particular because Tesla is going to be continually losing market share as competition does come in. But even Elon does not see competition as competition, because his focus is not on beating everyone else. His focus is on getting the entire world transitioned over to EVs and to renewable energy, and they are well on their way to making that happen. Elon has said that they're still in the beginning process of this, but they are moving in that direction, and the entire world is going there. And Tesla is going to have the lion's share of all of this. And one of my favorite quotes is, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." That is exactly what Elon is doing. He is very data driven, and he extrapolates all of the data that he needs to see. He sets a goal 20 years out and says, all right, Well, based on the data that we have now, what do we need to do in order to get to that goal? And we'll backplay that all the way to where we are today, and then figure out what plans we need to do, which is why they're already taking a look 3 years down the road and anticipating an issue when it comes to lithium. So they're working on overcoming that challenge before we even get to the problem happening. They're solving problems before they even arise, but they're still living in the moment because they obviously have current challenges, which is probably one of the reasons we have not heard from Elon in a few days. So Joanna Kreider over on Twitter said that she had an interview with him a few days ago. So if anyone is concerned about Elon and his health, he is doing perfectly fine. She had an interview with him just recently. And so my guess is Elon is just doing what Elon does best. He has seen that they are having a challenging quarter going on. They need all hands on deck to finish the quarter out strong. And so he has dropped everything and no Twitter distractions, nothing else going on. He is in the factory helping them move progress along to finish this quarter strong. That is where he is at right now, is really dialing in on the company to make sure that they hit their goals that they have set for themselves. And despite the fact that today is Elon's birthday, I guarantee he is still going to be in the factories busting his butt. He is currently living in the moment and creating the future that he is predicting. That is what he is doing at right now. So let me know what you guys are doing for yourselves to create your future. And speaking of the future, it sounds like Berlin could potentially be boosting production soon. There are rumors coming out that they are going to be opening up the third shift that they had spoken about previously. Sounds like they might be opening it up on July 4th. Initially, we thought it was going to be coming in later Q3, but July 4th is still technically Q3, so maybe they're going to be opening it up sooner. Nothing official has come out of Tesla yet to let us know either way, but this is what one employee had said. We are also looking at them potentially opening up on Saturdays as well. Currently, right now, they are just operating 5 days a week, and if they open up a Saturday, that's a 6th day. So this could potentially double their production capacity, and they just hit 1,000 vehicles per week. So as soon as next week, they could potentially be getting themselves to 2,000 vehicles per week. Again, we'll wait a week, we'll see what actually happens officially, but that is currently the rumor on the table. And so looking at the stock price itself, it's going to fluctuate all over the place. It's going to be wild ride. So for those of you who are long-term investors, you know full well it's going to be a wild ride, but in the end, we are going to be significantly higher than we are right now. Now, looking at the near term, we are still on an uptrend. Despite the little bit of a red day that we had yesterday, we're on a nice little uptrend. I'm actually looking at some numbers, and I'm looking at 775 is the next level I am looking at. If we can get past 775, then it's going to be 800 and then 815. We do have a gap that goes up to 865. So that is another level I am looking at. So with Q2 earnings coming up that we know are going to be weak, we do have the production and delivery numbers coming out for Q2 on July 2nd. This could potentially be a catalyst for the stock if we come north of 250,000. Right now, we're looking at expectations around the 250,000 mark. I have us at 252,000. So if we can come in at 270, 275, 280, I think we can see a massive run, and that could be what pushes us over 800. Now, we do also have a gap that comes down to 650. So we could potentially see what we saw back in January, where we see the numbers come out and the stock run up significantly and then pull back massively middle of the month going into Q2 earnings. Now, obviously, I don't have a crystal ball for this, but looking at where we're trending, looking at where the stocks are going with technical analysis, that could potentially be where we go. So looking at maybe 865 by the middle of the month and then pulling back down to 650 as we get past Q2 earnings. Again, those are massive swings to go in both directions, but we have seen them happen recently. So it's not off the table for a possibility. And then right at the beginning of Q2 earnings, we are also going to have the July FOMC meeting. So middle of the month, we're going to be getting the CPI data for June, which that could be the catalyst that starts to pull everything down going into Q2 earnings. Then early August, we're going to have the annual shareholder meeting where we may get a little extra information out of Elon and Tesla, and then we get information about the split, so we might see that come back up again. Again, A lot of different things that can happen between now and then. There's a lot of uncertainty still in the macro environment that can swing us in any direction. So my predictions are just strictly predictions based on right now. And I gotta tell you, as a wise investor, my predictions might change. And the kind of market we're in right now, you just need to be agile if you're going to be a swing trader versus an investor. If you're gonna be an investor, you just buy and hold. That's the easy way to do it. Many of you guys do it and you're very successful with it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. What is your crystal ball telling you for the future? Again, how long do you think that we are going to see 50% year-over-year growth? And for how long do you think we are going to see that 50% year-over-year growth? And if you guys are looking for some nostalgia here as well and you want to check out that video that I made, and many of you actually became subscribers of this channel because of that video, and thank you all so much for being here from the beginning. You guys are all absolutely amazing. So if you want to check that out again, live some nostalgia, or if you hadn't seen it before and you're a new subscriber and want to check it out, it is definitely rough. I have come a long way since then, and I do still have a long way to grow. But if you want to check it out, I've put that link in the description. You can check it out there. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is in the description down below. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, I do have a Patreon. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.